Clippers Nuggets, man. Series is tied 2-2. Kawhi didn't play in any of those games as well. Um, this is arguably going to be the best series of the entire playoffs in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
You think it's gonna be the
I
best
was,
series of the playoffs
yeah, bro.
in the
And
first
he,
round?
yeah, bro.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. You got MVP versus this hot Clippers team as of late. Playoff Kawhi is something to deal with. And low key, the Clippers, when Kawhi is healthy, or even when he was in the Raptors and even the Spurs, like he low key always being some crazy ass first rounds. But what are your thoughts on that series, man?
Real quick, Steph is that guy, bro. He just got a 4 point play against they beating the Grizzlies by like 15. And I
15 right now.
thought they was gonna get smacked. Like, yeah. But I think that I think Nuggets Clippers gonna be really good, but I don't know. I think like OKC and the Lakers, are they on the same side of the bracket? No, they're not. Yeah. So like we could potentially have a OKC Lakers conference finals. That would be fantastic, bro.
Mhm.
Um, but I think that the Clippers have been playing so good the past like month or so, especially like since Kawhi is kind of back in form now. But it's hard because the if the Nuggets hadn't just fired their coach, I would easily go with them. I wouldn't even be like a question. I would go with the Nuggets if they hadn't just fired their coach, but they just fired their coach, and that don't even make any sense. Um, so I might actually, I think I'm gonna go with the Quiet Storm.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that boy. Why?
Okay. Okay. How many games?
That's gonna have to be. It's crazy. I'm picking a lot of sevens, but I think this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a good first round. I'm gonna go six. I'm gonna go six because I don't like
Okay.
the Nuggets' depth. I really hate their depth, and that's why I'm glad they fired the GM as well because he's more so needed to go other than the coach. But
Mm. Yeah, man. I think the Clippers are going to want their get back. I know it's a completely newly constructed team. The only constants has probably been Big Zoo and also Kawhi Leonard. And obviously they have a new coach as well too. But the last time they saw each other was in the bubble. The Clippers were up 3-1 and just blew the hell out of that lead as well too. But I'd say like from watching the Clippers from their first go around when Kawhi got there till now, it seems like they have, if anything, more of an identity than I've seen of the past as well too. There's no egos. Everyone knows their role. And I just really believe in Ty Lue to make those adjustments. And like you said, the biggest red flag, bro, like you said, Malone got injured, bro. So I know you're still gonna have somewhat of his philosophies with a little bit of your philosophy sprinkled in there as well too. But I just don't know if the coach is gonna make the essential adjustments to put Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in position to thug it out this series as well too. And like you said, I don't necessarily like their depth. At their high, they had Bruce Brown, they had Jeff Green, and they had their quintessential 3 and D. What's his name? I'm going blank right now. KCP as well too. And you essentially, obviously, you drafted Christian Braun, and then who's that new guy that they're trying to play right now that they are even arguing over? I can't even think of his name right
Pickett,
now. What was his name?
Pickett,
Yeah, Pickett, and then Russell Westbrook. I love Russ as well too, but Russ can be known to be turnover prone and not make the best decisions in the clutch time as well. I know they have a good winning percentage with him on the floor, but he's gonna have to be that guy that comes off the bench and can spur any form of energy for that team as well too. Jamal Murray just got back from the hamstring injury. I mean, honestly, their starting five has kind of been in and out the lineup as well too. So we'll see how that goes. But I know for a fact Joker, whether he's MVP runner up or they give a co MVP, but it seems like what we said last week, the media is obviously going to probably give it to Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Jokic is going to have his numbers. Like ain't no cutting no water off with him. Like I know they're gonna have a philosophy game by game. Are we gonna make him a scorer or are we gonna take away the assists? The biggest thing is probably to take away his assists, right? Because you don't want those others to get involved as well too. But like you said, they don't have that depth as much as before. Um, what MPJ are we gonna get? Are we gonna get someone that's gonna be streaky? What Aaron Gordon are we gonna get? Is he gonna be? Is he gonna keep that same aggression that he had when Jamal Murray went out? And like I said, Jamal Murray, you can argue he's one of the top playoff performers, but he just did come off that hamstring injury. Is that going to be something that we kind of see as well too? But the Nuggets, like you said before, and you were kind of arguing me, and I had to really evaluate. They not outside of Aaron Gordon, bro. Who do you have on that team you trust to like give any form of resistance from a defensive standpoint? Like I really can't think of anyone. So I think it's going to be a James Harden series. Like, and I think obviously Golden State Warriors, I know it's one game, but like just looking at that game with Golden State Warriors, the biggest knock that I had on James Harden, obviously he's had some playoff meltdowns as well too, but I see a different lighting of fire in his eyes and just comparing to not necessarily last year, but even when I saw him when he was suited up with the Philadelphia 76ers, I didn't really see because of those injuries, that explosion, that extra pep in the step that he had, and obviously that's kind of deteriorated from prime James Harden till now. But just watching him mix whatever got thrown out at him versus the Golden State Warriors, and knowing that the Nuggets don't have those defensive pieces, I don't see anyone guarding him as well too. I mean, you can say, "Oh, we're gonna put Aaron Gordon on him," but then who you gonna put on Kawhi? You know what I'm saying? So I think with Harden, he's known to be a rhythm based scorer, but I think I don't see anyone staying in front of him laterally. So I think him and Kawhi are going to eat at the line. So from a three level perspective, from inside the arc to the mid range to creating not only for others but shooting at a high clip from the 3 point level, I don't really see anyone stopping them. And I think this is Zubac's coming out party. Jokic isn't a bad defender. He plays his angles pretty well. But I think, and you can also argue James Harden played a pretty big role of having Ivica Zubac having a career year. But watching Zubac this year has been a delight, man. Like not only being a great screener, a great lob threat, but he gives me that old school, give it to me in the block, and I'm gonna go to work and bang down low. So if you can make Joker work, and get him a little bit tired on the offensive standpoint, knowing that the Nuggets don't have the firepower and depth as of old, I think that's gonna work magic for them as well too. So I'm gonna have to probably go with the Clippers. I think I agree with you. The Clippers in six. I think I'm gonna go with the Clippers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Clippers in six. I like the coaching. I like their star power. I like their health. Um, and I think Coach Lou is one of the best of having not only in-game adjustments, half out of timeout adjustments, but game by game adjustments. So they definitely gonna put a lot of tight on ball pressure. I feel like on Jokic, they're gonna have some smart help rotations for Jokic, and they're gonna really try to be active and disrupt that passing lane as well too. Man, I really like their depth. You got Norman Powell, who also I forgot to mention him, who can be argued for most improved player, but I don't think he played enough games. None can be someone that kind of bothers Jamal Murray a little bit as well too. Bogey's a sniper as well. He can actually stay on the floor because he doesn't have to worry too much about being hunted as much. Um, we like to joke on Ben Simmons, but he can guard the 1 through 5 and give some form of relief to Zubac as well too. But yeah, man, Amir Coffey, Derrick Jones Jr., another defender. They got the depth, bro. So I'm gonna go with the Clippers in six, bro. I think I'm gonna go with the Clippers in six.